Integrity equals success. Why I'm saying that? The more integrity, the more happiness and the more success. And I'm gonna be talking about why fear is the number one reason why we don't behave with integrity and therefore we experience less success, and how to transcend fear so we can increase integrity, happiness, and success. Gandhi said that happiness is when what you think, what you say, and what you do are in harmony. And I agree with Gandhi. I don't know if in everything, but I agree in this. And I'm so inspired by him and his leadership. And I think you should too. No, I don't think you should too. I think you should devour your fears, your excuses, live your purpose, follow your gut. But think about this. That sounds like integrity. What you think, what you say, and what you do are in harmony. You are in integrity. And why sometimes we say something, we think something and say something different and do something different, or at least one of those three pieces is not congruent because of fear. And that's why we don't have success, for two reasons. But I'm gonna tell you a story to exemplify this. For the longest time, I was actually this morning watching a video that I have a WhatsApp group with my mom and my dad, and it's pretty new. It's pretty an exploration. They haven't been together for 32 years. They didn't like each other for a while, at least my mom to my dad. But now we are in this group together, and it's awesome. And my mom posted a video that talked about success. And I don't know why I was saying this. So anyway, that video helped me realize how for a long time, now I'm remembering, for a long time, you see, one moment, stop here the speech. This is an expression of integrity. It's not an expression of being perfect, definitely not. It's not an expression of being absolutely prepared for this, neither. But it's an expression of integrity, because I am not pretending that I know everything. I am not pretending that I am perfect. I am not pretending that I'm not forgetting. What you see is what you get. This is who I am. It may be valuable or not for you, and that is your call. It's for you to follow your gut and keep listening, or freaking go somewhere else. Sorry, that sounded a little bit bitter. Or go somewhere else, not freaking go somewhere else. Follow your gut and do what feels right for you. You deserve that, and that's the only way you can give the best. Again, with that integrity is the only way you can give the best to yourself and to anyone around you and to this world. Back to the story though. The video talked about what are the common threads of successful people, and there were two main threads. But what made me realize is how for a long time, because of what the video was mentioning, that when we have a lot of talent but we don't have a lot of commitment and consistency and work ethic, we don't get results. And when we don't get results having a lot of talent, we feel frustrated. And I was like, wow, that's talking about me. Not right now, to be honest. Right now I'm crushing it. And I say that with humbleness. I'm so freaking glad and happy and thankful and feeling blessed, because everything in my life is growing. But even more than because it's growing, because I know it's growing because I am working, I am playing, I am living with integrity. But a long time ago wasn't the case. I had all this potential, like you. If you are watching this, you are a leader, you are a conscious leader, you have so much potential, so much talent. And so you are already above the average in so many ways. You already have way better life than most people in this planet. And yet, in my past, I felt like, why I'm not having the financial results that I want? Why I'm not having the success with the woman that I want? Why I'm not having the relationship with my mom that I want, with my dad, with my brother? And the answer was because I wasn't acting in integrity. Because I thought in one way, I felt in a different way and I act in a different way. And I actually, every time we are not in integrity, what we think or we believe, what we feel is right and what we do, we feel bitter. And that's why happiness can only happen when what you feel or think or believe and what you do is in congruency, it's in harmony, like Gandhi said. Then there is happiness. And now, how is that related to success? Well, I think happiness is success. Definitely it's inner success, right? Feeling good, feeling great, makes sense. And how is that affecting to outer success? Because outer success is built on trust. It's built on, I'm gonna do business, I'm gonna want to buy shit or good shit from people that I can trust. That if they say they are gonna do something, they do it, right? Let's say I'm gonna buy a car from someone that I believe they are gonna deliver on what they tell me they are gonna give me. I'm gonna buy Ethereum, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency from a company that I believe what they say is what they are gonna do. I'm gonna buy mentorship, like for example, now I'm with Tony Robbins and Diane Graciosi in a program that they sell. Why? Because I trust them. Why? Because I've been watching them, especially Tony Robbins, and I've seen how consistently, not that he's perfect, not that he doesn't screw it, but he's consistent in what he says and what he does, and often he over-delivers. So that trust makes me want to do business or want to be his customer or wants me to go and be a volunteer and a crew member for his event. So that is creating success for him. And the same with my customers, and I'm finishing the story. If I do what I say I will do, I'm in integrity, I feel good, and they know I am reliable, they can trust me. But that also applies when you are screwing it. Like a few minutes ago when I caught myself not remembering where I was coming from. And instead of pretending I know, expressing, hey, I don't know. And that immediately makes you realize you can't trust me. Maybe you cannot trust my memory. So I may be working on this with another author and mentor on that topic. But you can trust me that I'm going to say the truth, that I'm going to be honest. And that creates reliability. And all of my customers appreciate me and trust me over other people because they trust me because they know I'm trustable, because they know they can rely on my word, that what I say is what I mean. Last but not least, this morning I wake up and I look at my WhatsApp. I normally don't do that. I'm working on leaving a space just for me. But anyway, I did it to take a note, and I see two people that I had a meeting with yesterday night, and I wasn't there. And there is an explanation, but the fact is I say I will be there, and I wasn't there. And if I put an excuse, like most people do, and we put an excuse because we are afraid that we are going to be judged. We are afraid that we are not going to be loved. If we just accept that we are wrong, that we made a mistake. We put excuses because we are afraid of suffering. If we acknowledge we are not perfect, if we acknowledge we've made a mistake, if we acknowledge we have failed, we are afraid of suffering, and that's why we put excuses, and then we don't act in integrity, and then we are not happy, or we don't have inner success, neither outer success, because we are not trustable. But if because I'm not afraid, or I can hack my fear, because I can put attention to my most intense sensation, that's the how. I can remember what is my intention, what is my vision, what I am here for, whether in my life or whether in this particular video or in this particular conversation, and I can just do the most brave, the most congruent action with who I am and what I want, and then I can transcend fear. I can actually use fear as a leverage, as a reminder. That's fear hacking, using fear as a leverage or as fuel to boost my integrity, to boost my action, my performance, my fulfillment. And then success, it's happening now, but it's also building momentum. And that's what's happening for some of you, probably for most of you, in some areas of your life, and maybe not so much, and in that we are similar as well, in other areas. but the pattern, the principle is the same. Use your fear as a leverage, as a reminder, as fuel to come back to alignment, instead of as an excuse to lose integrity and then lose happiness because you are not loyal to yourself, and you lose business or opportunities because you are not loyal to others and to respect what you tell them. So basically, I tend to be punctual or early, but not always, to be honest. But if I don't, I say I'm sorry, and I maybe explain a situation if I feel it's relevant, or I just say I'm sorry, and it's not what happens often. I sometimes screw it, apologies, and I suggest this or this to fix it. And because it's an exception, and because I'm always improving, and because I don't put excuses, many people know that can trust me. Now, what can you do to apply this into your life? I think first is to acknowledge that sometimes you don't act on integrity. If you do, congratulations. But most likely, there is some spaces, maybe big or many spaces, or maybe particular aspects where you don't act fully in integrity. And if that's the case, it's because you are afraid that you cannot just totally be yourself, totally take responsibility. And if that's the case, you need to use fear as a reminder to come back to alignment. And I say the first step is to say, I'm sorry, instead of, whether you express it with words or not, words can help, but have an attitude of I am sorry. Connect with the part of you, actually, that is even more important, that it's sorry for it. That doesn't make you less. It makes you more. You are honest with yourself. Fuck, I am sorry I'm late. I am even sorry that I cannot communicate better, that I get off of the main point, that I'm not a better speaker and I don't convey my ideas more powerfully and more concise and with more impact, so I give you more value in less time. I'm sorry. And it matters enough to me that I'm gonna keep finding ways to improve it. But you see, again, because I'm sorry and I mean it and I express it, there is a part of you that knows that can trust me. And we value this. Why? Because it's scarce. Because there is so much bullshit still in this world. And the solution is integrity. And the solution for integrity is to hack your fear, to use it as a leverage, instead of as an excuse, as a leverage. So one thing that you can do is to feel sorry, whether you say it or not, to feel sorry for these aspects in your life where you actually play lower than your standard, play lower than your values, play lower than your vision, play in incongruency with lack of integrity with your vision, with your values. So I think that's it. I'm looking at my Instagram, it's going nuts. Sorry Instagrammers. Thank you for your patience. That one is not on me, it's Instagram, but still I'm sorry to be delivering in this channel that is not as consistent as I think you deserve. And if you like this video, follow your gut and support it in as many ways as you want. And if you didn't like it, give me feedback. You can like it or dislike it, you can share it or comment or all of it. You can subscribe if you are in YouTube and you haven't yet. And apply that. Feel sorry. Don't be afraid. And if you are afraid, face it. Fuck her. Face it. Devour your fears, devour your excuses. Follow your gut and live your purpose. Much love.